the beauty of Sokrati, what I've seen is when you learn, you also get to implement the things. So you have that hands-on experience. It's just not uh, learning and having the bookish knowledge, which does not translate into practical implementation of the things.
Very good afternoon, friends, and welcome to this episode called as Heroes of Sokrati. My name is Manoj. I'll be the host for this conversation with our esteemed leader, Mr. Vikram Thite. Vikram is one of the pillar of Sokrati, and we are going to be in conversation. Without much talk, I will request Vikram to give a brief about himself and let the ball rolling. So welcome Vikram to this conversation, Heroes of Sokrati.
Thanks, Manoj. Hey, everyone. Thank you for having me here. So to answer the question, Manoj, my role at IDC, I'm working with IDC. I'm working as SEO manager. So my primary role in revolves around working with Merkle UK and of course the UK SEO clients.
Sure.
So we started with like a year and a half ago, with just two people in the team, and now we are growing at a very fast rate. So yeah, that's everything about.
Great. I think, yeah. So that's fantastic, Vikram. So what is your concept or your principle of leading and managing team?
During the pandemic, I mean, the managing the team was, initially was definitely it became very difficult because everyone was working in silos. We did not have a good sort of communication. We did not know this was. We really had no idea how exactly for a prolonged amount of time
Sure.
working in silos. So it was definitely a challenging time at in the beginning, but
Yes.
slowly we started having these daily check-in calls, asking for the well-being of the team, their family,
Sure.
and we become more and more adaptable with work from home kind of situations.
Yes.
So as we become more adaptable, we the productivity of the team started increasing. We started delivering more and more good results, because one thing of work from home culture is we yes there we did have to work a bit, stretching the time, but at the same time we also had our family to work with, to share our feelings of how exactly we are feeling. So overall it was a very good experience, and I'm sure that with the pandemic gone, I'm very keen to meeting again my co-workers face to face. So that's something which
True.
is definitely uh,
True. 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 So what I'm going to keen to pick your brains on is what exactly is that SEO that we are doing, and what advancements have we experienced and implemented in the field of SEO?
so when it comes to SEO, SEO is very fast changing digital landscape. Things are changing very fast.
True.
So I mean, if you talk of the latest developments, I'm pretty sure that 4 or 5 months down the line, there are going to be new developments which are going to come.
Very
But
true.
the recent advancement which I see is one is voice search, and then is which is coming is MUM, or what we call it as multitask unified model. So these two things are definitely going to get more attention in the coming days. Voice search is definitely growing. We started hearing about voice search right from 2018, but it's growing, but at a very slower pace, I would say. But in the coming years, by 2024 or 2025, I will definitely see voice search being predominant when it comes to SEO. The other thing is multitask unified model. That's another big thing that's going to change the landscape of SEO. It's a very it's how search engines understands the complex queries that you search for, and then give you the results based on that. Give you the results how an expert would give you. So that's something which is going to happen. One big advancement, again, that's the last thing which I would say, that search SEO, which used to stand for search engine optimization, that has come a long way now, which has
Mhm.
now become a search experience optimization. So you no longer optimize the website for search engines. Now you pay more focus, you pay more attention into personalization of the website. Creating a website more user friendly. Page experience is one of the top leading advancements that we see nowadays.
So Vikram, I'm going to little channelize to you definitely have a huge landscape to manage, and the way the growth has happened in a year, your plate must be really full, your hands must be full. How do you still take out time for keeping pace with the technology, upgrading, or for that matter, learning and leading? So, would like to understand a little about this complex duo of activities which you manage to do. Yeah.
So yeah, where the question was about learning while leading a team, and while working.
Yes.
That's really in an interesting question, because when you rightly said that the plates were really full. We really had to juggle between the time to manage the deliveries, and that too during the pandemic. Uh, so if you understand, there are key ingredients of life. That's learning, yearning, and earning. So these are key ingredients of life. So when you yearn, you know yearn for for more learning, then of course you will find time, and not you restrict or limit yourself into by just stop complaining about the stuffs that limiting your learning. Apart from that, Sokrati is such a place that you will get to learn at every step of your professional life. So
Sure.
you have at many key things, key learning things, or key learning tools and platforms that are disposable. Merkle University is just one of them. Then you
True.
also have access, a full and unlimited access to LinkedIn Learning, where you
Yeah.
find a very very valuable courses. We also have this IDC Learning now, which is getting a lot momentum, where you get to learn from the leading industry experts. So you also get to learn from the cross channel training, is something which is very important. uh, One thing is, again, just learning is not sufficient. One, the beauty of Sokrati, what I've seen is, you when you learn, you also get to implement the things. So you have that hands-on experience. It's just not uh, learning and having the bookish knowledge, which does not translate into practical implementation of the things. You get everything right, from you just have to step into Sokrati, make yourself available for learning, and not just uh, uh, be open-hearted, I would say, and learn. You just be open for learning, and
Sure.
everything will fall in its own place.
Great. With that, now I'm going to channelize a query, which is in terms of we definitely went through a lot of turbulence. And one interesting thing which I have found at Sokrati is that we get blessed with mentors, and they definitely help us, or buddy, which helps us to get acclimatized with the stuff. So, any one or two incidents you want to share, basically, or experience from this mentorship, which it's something very not unique, but is actually leveraged. Most organizations do have, but then it is more of tick in the box. Anything you would like to share about it, or your experience in terms of any memorable experience also?
So one thing which I've learned here in IDC is that you do not refrain from working, even if you're doing age old SEO job of just writing the titles and descriptions. I have seen that everyone does that, right from senior manager to that to a junior associate. So everyone here is individual contributor in a way. Yes, you of course have other responsibilities of managing the team and other part of your uh, designation. So that is something which happens. But getting your hands dirty is something which you should not be refrain from doing it. Unless you have the experience, you cannot go ahead and do that. So that's a
Brilliant.
very very good lesson that I've learned from my mentors. And of course, when you learn something which is quite valuable, you also ensure that you pass on the same thing to your peers and your colleagues. So
Sure.
in the atmosphere is such that the top leadership is really very good, and
Mhm.
they pass on the vibe down the line, which ensures that right to the till the end of a funnel, you uh, pass on the same legacy or same learnings.
Fantastic. What will be your insights on balancing this personal and professional?
So personal and professional is, just about a priority, in my opinion. It's all about, effective time management is key to everything I have seen. When
True.
when you work from office, you give your dedicated 8 hours or 9 hours or whatever, hours that the work demand. You're giving those dedicated hours to the office, and
Sure.
when you come back to your home, you're giving, remaining part of your time to your family
Sure.
or to your home. So,
True.
when you're working from home, this cycle disturbs, and that's the root cause thing of every, the
Sure.
imbalance that happens.
Sure.
Effective time management, is really a key thing, and prioritizing the office work, or the other homely responsibilities is what is needed at during this time. When you're working in the office, let's say that, of course, when you're working from home, there are going to be other problems that, some guests are coming in, then you
Sure.
will have, some milkman coming in and disturbing every time. You will have your babies, crawling up to you and,
Yeah.
asking, disturbing you. There are a lot of, chain reactions which will happen when
Yes.
you're working from home.
Yes.
At the same time, uh, one thing is you have to be very thankful that you're getting time to spend with your family. That's a very important thing. And then simultaneously, you also have to practice prioritizing your office work. Once you do that and give a dedicated amount of time to the office work, this imbalance will die its own death, and you will have nothing to complain about the imbalance.
Absolutely.
Very very important thing that everyone should be doing, who all are working from home.
True, true. I think Vikram, you nailed it well. It is all about prioritizing and time management. Last but not the least, what is that message you would like to have? Because of course, this Heroes of Sokrati is viewed by aspiring people, uh, and this is one I call this as this is one platform for them to have the master key to it. What are those one or two things for those aspiring people, the qualities they have to be selected as Sokrati?
One thing which my message to all the newcomers or new joiners is going to be, never refrain from taking the responsibilities. If you do that, you're never going to prosper professionally. So take up the responsibilities. From my experience, I could tell them, just after joining, or 3 or 4 months down the line, I was given the opportunity of leading or doing the account management for the entire MUK entity.
Wow.
So that was one thing, because just because I was open to it, I was asked whether I'm willing to do it, and I started doing that. uh, being open, right? And being open, when I say being open to criticism as well, constructive criticism is very important. Do not take criticism personally, because that's again going to have a very negative impact on how you grow professionally, and you will set wrong precedents and example uh, for the newcomers, or for your juniors. So being don't key messages will be: do not refrain from taking the responsibilities, and be open to criticism. Make it, learn from your mistakes that you're doing, and overcome those mistakes in the future implementation of whatever you're doing. So definitely, you will have definitely a good and very bright future in Sokrati.
Fantastic. I think, Vikram, that was very, very insightful and a very focused message. So, friends, thanks for watching this episode, Heroes of Sokrati, in conversation with Vikram, who leads the SEO at IDC. And as we have had very valuable insights. So, folks, those who are keen to come on board of Sokrati, yes, as I mentioned, this is the place where your search ends if you are looking in the field of digital marketing, and of course performance marketing. We invite you, and we'll, of course, those who are on board, we welcome you. for such an aspiring and inspiring journey at Sokrati. Thank you.